I greet you all with love, and I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to my video. The purpose of this video is for me to finally introduce a book that I've been writing for close to 2 years now. This is a book that is very much close to my heart, and I think it's time that I begin the journey of sharing it with you. Just to take you a little bit back on how it all started. Back in 2010, I lost my mother, and I was still grieving for my late grandmother at the same time. So this was a very difficult and painful period in my life. I found myself at a point where I had lost the two most important women in my life and in my world. These were the women that have been with me from the very beginning, the women that have raised me, the women that have played a huge role in my identity as a woman. So I was left empty, I was left confused, I was left feeling so lost, not understanding who am I? Who am I besides being my mother's daughter? Who am I besides being my grandmother's grandchild? I had identified myself so much in the roles that I play in these women's lives that now that they were not part of my life anymore, well, physically anyway, I found myself quite confused about my identity as my own woman. Pen and paper suddenly became my best friend. This was the one place that I could run to and express everything that was going on inside of me. This was the one place that I could go to and just let it all out, all the questions that I had inside, all the emotions that I was experiencing. And the funny thing is, the more I wrote, the more it seemed like God was blessing me with the wisdom to understand His message in my mess. The more I wrote, the more God was blessing me with the wisdom to be able to put back the pieces of my life together. And that's how this book came about. As I was busy writing those pieces of poetry containing my emotions, containing just everything that I was going through at the time in my being, I realized that I could compile this material into a book. This book would represent my journey of healing after my loss. And the good thing about it would be that I can also be able to share this book with somebody that is going through the same circumstances or experiences as I have. And they can use this book as a tool to inspire them that indeed they can overcome those challenges, that indeed they can heal, that indeed they can still be happy despite the great changes in their world. The title of my book is called Uncovering the Layers, and the subtitle is called Letters to My Ancestors. It's letters to my ancestors because I've written everything that I wished I had told them while they were still alive. Everything that is contained within these letters are words that I wished I would have told my mother and my grandmother while they were still alive. Now, the title, Uncovering the Layers. Why that title? I was at a point in my life where I was confused about who I was, and the best place to start uncovering my identity was where it all began. Where did it begin? With the generation that have come before me. My story began with them. My identity began with them. Who they were strongly influenced the woman that I am. Therefore, I had to go on a journey of uncovering who they were through examining their life experiences, choices, and attitudes. I found that their lives have been like a stream of water that I have been drinking from. Most of their life experiences were mine. I found that there are certain generational cycles and patterns that are existing. I cannot be my own woman until I liberate myself from the baggage that I have received from them. But in order for me to identify the baggage, I had to uncover their lives. It is only once you uncover something that it begins to surface and can be understood. And that is what this book has helped me to do, to uncover the baggage that I need to liberate myself from before I can become the woman that God has called me to become. I hope you will be inspired and challenged to go on a journey of self-discovery enough self-introspection by uncovering the layers of the beings of the generations that have come before you. It is only then that you can choose what you need to shed and let go of, and also what you need to keep in order to become who you were destined to become.